Hello, and welcome to Nine Maples Weekly Whiskey Spotlight. Charles is joining us today,
Everybody.
and we have a special guest named Sinead coming to visit us from Kilbeggan in Ireland.
Yeah.
All right, so today we're speaking of Kilbeggan. They have come out with a new rye Irish whiskey. So tell me about the rye Irish.
Yes, so this week we're featuring the Kilbeggan Small Batch Rye. This is the first Irish whiskey to contain rye in over 100 years. There was a nice history of rye back in Ireland in the 18th century when the British government actually put tax on the Irish barley that was put into whiskey. So what the Irish people needed to do was find another grain to put into their whiskey, and that grain that they used was rye. So when you compare our Kilbeggan small batch rye to American rye whiskies, it is again very unique. It has a percentage of 30% rye, and the rest of our mash bill is 40% malted barley and 30% barley. So when you compare it even to an American rye whiskey, it still does stand out very nicely in the category. Like all Kilbeggan whiskies, this whiskey is double distilled, so it's maintaining a very rich and robust flavour into the whiskey, whilst also giving a nice smooth, rich flavour.
And now Kilbeggan is on our tour.
Yes, we'll be heading to Kilbeggan on our tour, and it's going to be a great visit. They're one of the oldest distilleries in Ireland, right? If not the oldest.
Yep, 1757 we were established, so the oldest license.
Pretty interesting.
Wow,
Yeah.
very cool.
And the building, it still has a lot of the old machinery and things that they used in the past, so it's a great visit.
Yeah,
Looking forward to getting back.
it's a very exciting distillery for
Would you
sure.
be able to meet us there?
We'll see, fingers crossed.
Maybe, right? All right, so now we get to drink it. Yeah.
Now you said 30% rye.
30%
So in
rye.
the U.S., a rye has to be at least 51% in order to be called a rye.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to do that in Ireland because there aren't any rules saying what you need to have in it, or
Exactly.
is that it?
Because we're the first Irish whiskey to contain rye, as I said, in over 100 years, we've really been able to define the category. So we put in 30% rye, and that's very typical of the mash bill that would have been used back in the
Okay.
18th century.
Okay, great.
Before it was taxed that extensively. Interesting.
There you go.
Very nice. Cheers.
Gotcha.
Fun.
Gotcha. Now I'm getting apple cider, like hard apple cider.
With a nice caramel scent to it.
The orchard kind of smells.
Yeah. Definitely smelling those.
So this is a bourbon barrel, is that right?
Yes, the Kilbeggan small batch rye has been aged in ex-American oak bourbon barrels for approximately 5 years.
5 years.
It's a very nice Irish whiskey.
It's very nice, very unique.
It is.
Again,
It's warm. It's not too. It's not too much of a finish, but it's also got that rye. So where the finish might not be as robust, the rye kind of.
Yeah, it
forward.
definitely hits you on the palate, the rye.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of that spice. And this is double distilled, so
yeah,
it is kind of robust, and that malted and unmalted barley comes through nicely as well. Kind of cereal. I get a lot of cereal kind of on the finish.
I like the fresh greens.
it's refreshing whiskey,
It is.
you know.
So how has the reception been to an Irish rye in
So-
general?
We were worried
Yeah.
when it first came into market because people would have thought, oh, it's just copying an American rye. But with the huge differences of the mash bill and also the fact that Irish rye whiskey always existed, it's actually come about that people are very excited about it.
It's very cool.
A warm reception.
Warm reception.
Excellent. That's
Yeah.
excellent. Yeah,
Very
nice.
exciting.
It's almost like a throwback. It's vintage.
Exactly.
Very nice.
Bringing Irish whiskey back to the way it was originated.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Certainly
Very nice.
not.
And so at 9 Maple, what does this go for? $9?
$9 a pour. You can't beat that. Come and try this
Gotta try this
deliciousness.
Irish rye.
Bargain.
It's worth it.
Absolutely. And then we're moving on. So we did the Tyrconnell earlier in the season. We did it right at the beginning of track season. And the Tyrconnell is named after a horse that won this amazing race against all odds, right?
Yep.
So it was like 100 to 1 odds. I remember we went through this way back when. So that's also a distillery, but this is the 15-year. So what's the difference in the 15-year?
So the Tyrconnell original that you would have promoted a while back was aged for around 7 years in ex-American oak bourbon barrels. This is the 15-year Madeira cask. So this whiskey has been fortunate enough to be aged for 15 years in ex-bourbon barrels, and then finished for around 4 months in a Madeira wine cask. And it's exceptional how you can really taste that Madeira wine finish.
So what's coming forward with Madeira? I'm not overly familiar with Madeira. Is it like sweet, dry?
So Madeira comes from islands just outside of Portugal. It's actually where Cristiano Ronaldo's from. And if you were to compare it to any other wines, it's almost a mix between a port and a sherry. So the sweetness of a sherry with the dryness of an old.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
And so we get to see this one too when we go. Is it the same distillery?
Yep, all from Kilbeggan.
Ireland. Yeah.
And so this is a single malt.
Yep, single
So,
malt, so
100% malted. Okay. Do they use any unmalted in that? It's
No,
all
100%
malt.
malted barley, and again, a double distilled Irish whiskey.
Slancha.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you definitely get some of those kind of sweeter sherry notes on the nose.
I like candy. Ooh, yum.
Yeah, this
And
is very
it's
nice.
sweet.
Really long finish.
Yeah,
on
very
this
Yeah.
one.
long finish.
It's
You
that
can-
viscous, very viscous.
Yeah. Nice mouthfeel. It's got that 15 years really makes that finish go on and on and on.
Yeah, that is nice.
It's really nice.
Smooth.
And you get that Madeira taste on your mouth after you finish, and it's kind of just sticks there. It's really nice.
Very warming.
Yeah.
It is. It is smooth and delicious. I call that buttery. And it kind of rolls around. Yeah. Very good.
Definitely another one to try.
Yeah, so this is another one that's here. Not sure how long we'll have it because, I'm going to talk about it and then it'll be sold really quick. But it is $15 a pour. And so I'd like to say thank you to Sinead for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It's been a
Thank
treat.
you very much.
So nice. So nice.
Yeah.
And we will see you next week. We're here 7 days a week, open at 4 p.m. Come join us.
See everybody.
Bye.
Bye.